Yo, what's up, people? It's Marquis, the coolest nerd, thecoolestnerd.net. Back with another review, man. This is another one of my live reviews. Just picked up this game yesterday, fighting EX Layer. I was looking forward to it. Played it at PSX, played the beta, and yeah. So I mean, it finally came out, and it does retail for $59.99, and it's just a digital game. That is the full version of the game, which comes with 15, I think they call them Gouji decks, and then an extra character named Hokuto. So that makes 13 characters. If you buy the full version of the game, there's a light version available as well for $39.99, which gives you 5 of those Gouji decks, and Hokuto is not included in that particular version. I did buy the full version. So this wasn't supplied to me. I did purchase this game, and I must say, I'm glad I did so. I pretty much buy all fighters digitally because I know that, at some point I'll go back and play them, or it's a good, sit down and play when people are around. But this particular one, man, it's made by Rika. Of course, if you don't know, there was a game which was called Street Fighter EX back in the day, which actually had these characters, or at least most of them, on that particular title, and we haven't seen them since then. So, or at least most of them, I guess. So a lot of those characters are back in this particular title. And first up, man, we'll just talk about the graphics. So the graphics of the game, I'm gonna kind of go through some of the things, and I can't really hop into an offline versus because that is just 2 players, but. As you can see, the art style outside of fights, I mean, it's just, your standard drawings. I mean, it looks a lot like Street Fighter, definitely. So it is reminiscent of Street Fighter, but the graphics are actually really, really good. I'm just going to choose a couple characters here, and you can take a look at what they look like in game. And this is just a training session. So you see Kyrie and Shirace. I don't even know how to say these people's names, man, but you can see it really has a really good look to it. The 3D models of the characters, it's a lot like Street Fighter models, but I would say more realistic in a way. So it's kind of a good mix between Tekken and Street Fighter, maybe. I would kind of describe it as that. I mean, the moves are, move sets are similar. They do have 2 different types of move sets. It's like progressive and classic, but we'll get into that later. But you can see with some of the moves and things like that, you'll see very similar to Street Fighter with, the effects and things like that. We got some grabs and things. But anyway, I mean, just the graphics. I mean, you can see, and this is obviously just a training stage, but it does have the 3D background, stuff moving and things like that as well. So we'll just kind of hop out of here since you got a chance to take a look at that. So the graphics are good. I mean, I can't really say anything about them. I mean, they look better, or I don't want to say better than, but on par with pretty much any other fighting game. I mean, King of Fighters, Street Fighter, etc. So I think they did a really good job. As far as the modes of the game, so this is, I guess, going into the gameplay of the game. You see the modes. It has the online versus, offline versus, training, expert mode, Gouji, and then places, store options, whatever. So the Gouji decks is just to show you the deck list, to show you the different types of decks that you can choose from. And this is when you fight, so it tells you what they do on each deck. And I have all 15 that are available right now. And it just kind of caters, these are to cater to your fighting style. So depending upon what type of character you use, what your fighting style is, that's the kind of deck you're going to choose. So that's really what that boils down to. I know there is more to it than that, but that's the gist of it. And it does show the different skills on the Gouji decks and what they do and what you have to do to get the effect of that actual, I guess, perk, I guess is what you want to call it. So there's a lot of those, and you can go through them and find out. So there's a skill, level to this game that I think is not in some of the other fighters out there. So there's an expert mode where you go in and really learn how to do the combos and do the moves of each character, and you can do that with the progressive style or the classic style of fighting. And what that does is progressive is more of a, I think, a simple approach as far as how you do the moves and things like that. Whereas the classic is the old school way. So, you know, how the Hadouken in Street Fighter was like the, you know, down and then rotate up to the right on your D-pad, and, you know, hit punch. That's more of what the classic mode is, whereas the progressive is like just forward and square at the same time to throw that, you know, little fireball or whatever. So, and actually I can kind of look at that when I go into expert mode here. You can actually see where you can switch between progressive and classic. So I'll just jump into anybody and I'll show you what I'm talking about. That way you can kind of see. So right here, this is just the progressive style, and I'm just pressing forward and square. But you can actually go in, and if I'm not mistaken, you can change this. Yeah. So you can change this to where it says progressive right here. So this is his fireball at the top, the Ryobi or Ryobu. And you see it just says medium kick, forward or medium kick to do that particular move. Whereas if I switch over to classic, it's gonna, you know, special. I'm supposed to be looking at special attacks, my fault. So on special attack, so progressive, forward and punch at the same time. Whereas you switch to classic, it's, you know, your standard like Hadouken type of deal. So that's the difference between the standard and classic. And I mean, different players are gonna play different ways. I don't think it matters. It just depends on how you like to play. So I think that's a good added addition. You know, to give players an option to play a different way. I mean, new school, you know, kids maybe, I don't know, want to use a forward and square, whereas, you know, us guys that have played Street Fighters in the past might want to use the classic edition. So, you know, it's a good little added feature. Of course, you got your training. Like I said, your offline versus, which that's just one player versus the other. So it's just a versus mode. Have to have two controllers. There is no just one player arcade, you know, playing by yourself. Not yet. I don't know if that's something that's going to be included later. I haven't heard anything about it, but I know there are going to be some improvements based on the sales of the title. That's what I heard. So in any case, there's ranked match, casual match, and then, you know, it shows like my record, which I suck, but I'm doing all right. You know, I'm only playing one character really. I think I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would. So, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. All I've been really doing is playing ranked matches. I played a couple casual and jumped in the rank and, you know, got beat up a few times, but, you know, I'm hanging in there. But it, you know, overall, like I said, the gameplay is good. It matches up with any other fighting game out there. And honestly, I feel like, I don't know, it's really got me hooked right now. And I haven't really felt like this since, I would say, Injustice 2. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely an addictive game. It's kind of just, you know, that just one more time type of deal when you're playing the ranked matches. Even when you're getting beat up, you're like, you know, unless you just get murdered, which I'm not. I'm getting beat, but it's close matches. So that intensity is there, that, you know, gets your heart beating, blood pumping. Definitely great gameplay, man. I like the move sets and just everything about the gameplay is really, really good. The sound is good. I mean, you heard a few of the things, you know, as I went in and fought a little bit. And I mean, I can jump into a casual match so you guys can see what a match looks like. But I mean, if I can get a match that quickly, I don't know if I can or not, but we'll see. But yeah, man, I mean, it's a great game. Music is normal, standard fighting game stuff. Matches, I mean, just it's hit or miss as far as you know, getting a match really quickly, because the connection, I think, is a big thing. You have to select the actual connection, whether it be 1 through 5, and I always put 4 because I just figure, you know, I don't want a person at 3 because it seems like, you know, I could have some lag or something. And 5, you can't expect everybody to have a perfect connection, so 4 just seems like the right thing to do. And it usually takes a couple minutes for me to get a match, but I don't know what the user base is right now either, so I mean, that could build up, I think, with some of these reviews, because I mean, you know, based on PSN, right now it's got 5 stars, so everybody's loving the game that does have it. So hopefully some word of mouth to get around and get a lot more people playing it. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna get a match. It doesn't look like I am, so we'll kind of hop out of here. Obviously, there's plenty of gameplay out there as far as, you know, seeing matches. So you know, obviously, I'm not the only one to get that from. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the game. I mean, everything is great, man. Arika did a great job. You know, obviously I want to see an arcade mode. I want to see it just, you know, just a one player just fighting by myself. That would be awesome. And some more characters as well. So hopefully the game sells well and they do get a chance to add that in. But as of right now, man, it's a really addictive game. Really fun to play by yourself, against people, whatever. Definitely a great game. And if I mean, you know, I don't really rate stuff like that, but if I had to give it something, man, I would honestly give it a 9. I really can't see anything really wrong with the game. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, that's my opinion. So if you like what you see, man, like what you heard, I guess you should definitely pick it up. Like I said, you got the option to get it for $40 right now, or pick it up for 60. Get the full version with the extra characters. So totally up to you, man. But I would definitely say if you're a fighting fan, you know, grab the title, man. You won't be disappointed. But that's it for me, man. Y'all continue to check out the website, thecoolestnerd.net. Make sure y'all check us out on Twitter and Instagram at the nerdiest cool. Until next time, man. Shut up and play. Dark Knight.